Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monk here. This is going to be my Heroes Reborn Season 1, Episode 6 review and rundown. There's a lot of stuff to... I can't even talk today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Now that the stories are actually connecting, it's going to get really interesting, as well as some really great, plot points that are going to probably end up just being the craziest things ever. I'm really getting into it now than I was earlier on. I feel like the stories should have connected a lot longer ago, like maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, because now it's getting really interesting. Spoiler alert if you have not seen the episode, because I'm going to get into full detail what's going on. So, yeah, let's get started. I'm not going to go in a specific order of what characters I'm going to talk about first. I'm just going to kind of wing it and just talk about each character. So let's start with Malina. The Malina story is actually connecting with Luke, so let's start with that. So Luke, of course, left a voicemail on Joanne's, phone, or not her phone, but he called her, he left a voicemail. Anyway, so, or I guess a message, whatever, I don't know, whatever you call it, I don't know. Anyway, I'm weird. Anyway, so Luke ends up trying to kill himself by jumping in the water, drowning himself, and Malina happens to rescue him. Now they're going to be teaming up because they're going to go find Tommy, and of course Tommy's going to acknowledge what's going on with Mr. Hat Guy. I don't even know his name. So they're gonna connect, and then yeah, that's pretty much all we got to talk about for him. Talking about Luke and Malina, I kind of talked about them a little bit. Not much that happened with them, but let's talk about what's going on with Tommy and Emily. I finally remembered Emily's name. Yes, finally they get together. It's like been, what, the whole series right now? The whole thing, and they haven't gone together. But anyway, I'm going to talk about that in a second. So they end up going to Paris, of course, to check out everything over in there. Of course, Tommy gets denied to go to the Eiffel Tower. Wouldn't that be horrible? Like, I'd hate living in a world like that. What if I was an Evo and I couldn't do anything? And then people tried to murder me? So I can imagine how Tommy felt about that. It's just like, that's crazy. So of course, they end up looking at this comic book, and it was rumored that the writer of the comic book was an Evo and that everything he wrote came true. So that's probably what's going to happen, is they're probably going to meet that Evo, or maybe, I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully so. Then they end up going back home. The tracker is gone. And then they finally get together. Now, it's finally time for them. Like, I feel like it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, seriously, let's do, like, just get together. And then they finally did get together. I'm excited for that. It's just going to make it even better. I feel like it took forever and a day for them to get together, but they finally did. So I feel like, to me, the only reason why it felt so long is because it is a weekly show. And I feel like this show is, like, actually meant to be watched, like, binge watched over time, instead of just watching weekly, because it just feels like that. I don't know if you guys felt like that too, but a miniseries, I've always been saying, if you're gonna have a miniseries, what the heck was that? If you're gonna have a miniseries, do it right. Like, I don't know. I just, like, it felt like, I don't like miniseries because they're so short, and it's just like, I'd rather binge watch it on Netflix. Like, for instance, if you guys watched Between, the show on Netflix, that is, like, almost kind of like Heroes Reborn. It's like a mini-series, except I think Between had 10 episodes. But anyway, but it's kind of the same, kind of similar. A limited amount of episodes, except Between you binge watch it on Netflix, because it's a Netflix show. So wouldn't it be better if Heroes Reborn was, like, on Netflix and you just watch it whenever? Because I feel like watching it weekly is crazy, because it's like, it's a mini-series. So, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it took them forever to get together. So, that's what I was going to say. Let's talk about the big stuff with Noah, Phoebe, all that jazz. So, of course, we're getting some stuff with Noah. Noah and Miko finally meet. Well, formally meet anyway. And Ren as well gets in on the action. Quentin's in there too. Taylor actually left the gang. Taylor's going on her own kind of story right now. Talking about, well, I'll talk about her in a second. I'm not going to get into full detail for her yet. But let's talk about Noah. So Noah and finally meet I can't even talk. I can't talk today. Noah finally meets Miko and Ren, and so does Quentin. And everything just goes crazy because she is Katana Girl. No, I'm joking. She's not, because she's actually not really real. And we found out that if she does release Hiro from the cell, she dies. And that's what she did. She did. Now, I did not really like all the animation in this episode. I felt like it was so... like, I was, like, kind of tired of it. Like, I was like, okay, we get it. It's a video game. We don't want to see that every time. Like, I felt like the first couple of times I saw it, like, in the show, like, in the beginning of the series, the first time I watched the video game stuff, it was kind of, like, just, like, okay. Not really liking this. Now I definitely hate it. I definitely want that to be scrapped. So now that Hiro's out of there and Miko's dead, I feel like that, or I guess dead. I feel like that will be better because now we don't have to deal with the whole Ever Now stuff. So I'm glad that that's out of the way because I hated it this episode. I also hated Miko and Ren's story this episode as well. Like last week's was amazing and then this week's was just bad. So I thought, okay, good. Ever Now is gone. We don't have to deal with it anymore. So yeah. So other than that Miko dying, Ren actually confessed to Miko that he loved her, but she just really just brushed that off. Really didn't do anything with that either. I actually ship Tommy and Emily way more than I ship Miko and Ren. Let's be serious here. So yeah, but other than that, I don't think there was anything else except for R.I.P. Quentin. He died. Phoebe, Quentin's younger sister with the shadowy powers, killed him. Like, what the hey, Phoebe? If Noah would have been there earlier and actually stopped her before to put that whole shadow thing up in his head, then he would have been living. So I am actually very, very sad. Quentin was actually one of my favorite characters, although Noah went back in time, and if he changes something and just, affects it somehow, maybe Quentin can come back. Even though they might not be friends then, but he still could be alive, so, you know what I mean? I don't know, but maybe it's a possibility. Also, Hiro is back. I guess everybody's really excited about that. I know I didn't really watch the original Heroes, so I'm not really that big on that, but I've seen the actor who plays him before. Maybe on something else? I don't know. I think I've seen him before. But anyway, for all you big fans out there of Heroes, Hiro is back. So you guys are probably excited right now. I can get your excitement. So yeah, I'm excited for that as well. See what's going on with the whole time travel stuff for next week. I'm really excited for that. And then I think that's pretty much it for that. Harris, of course, we got some stuff with Harris and some Erica stuff, but other than that, it really wasn't that big of a thing for them either. But speaking of Erica, let's talk about Taylor, because Taylor, of course, is the daughter of Erica. You guys know this. So Taylor did this whole rant to these, Evo, online Evo guys, or this Evo, people that, I guess, hack things, like Evo hackers, I guess, I don't know. But she told them about Renatus, she told them about Erica, she told them everything. And we found out that Taylor is actually pregnant. How crazy is that? So I guess that's why she was upset about Francis, because she's got the babies. She's got Francis's child. So we probably will, Erica will probably find out maybe during some kind of finale or something, or maybe not the finale. I don't know whenever it's gonna happen, but Erica will probably find out soon, and then be like, don't care, I'm gonna kill your baby. I don't even know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I definitely think that Taylor will lose the baby either way. I don't know, maybe it's possible, but I'm glad that she's, pregnant, because it's gonna get for a more compelling story, because where's Francis now? Dead. So that'll be really cool to see Taylor, how she deals with that, and how Erica finds out in future episodes. And then let's talk about who else is next. Let's talk about Carlos. So Carlos went on this kind of journey a little bit. I feel like Carlos isn't really connecting with anybody yet in the stories. I can't even talk today, I'm sorry. I feel like Carlos is not connecting in the other stories with everybody else. But that's okay, because we don't really need Carlos to connect right now. He was on his own story this time, and he kind of just, went off on his own with this one guy, remember the Evo guy? And he kind of contained the Evo guy with him. I don't remember his name. But they end up going to the Sunstone, something like that, manor or whatever. That's apparently where Carlos's nephew and the priest is locked up in there. So we're going to probably see more of that next week, or maybe, I don't know. And then Carlos, what the heck, Carlos? Are you just, not smart at all? It's he drank this, whatever. The guy tricked him into drinking this power thing or whatever. I don't even know. And it's are you kidding me? You trust him to drink that? What the heck? I would never drink that in a gajillion years. I'd find another way, and apparently Carlos drank the Kool-Aid, so he did. No, I know, he's probably not dead, but he's right now, he's in the hands of the Evo guy, so we're gonna have to see what happens next week with that as well. I think I've got everything. I'm not really sure. I think I got everything. I'm not really sure. I think I've got everything. So let's do some updates and stuff. Overall, this episode was really good. I feel like it's really great that all the stories are connecting now. Malina is going to go after Tommy, like I told you guys. So we're probably going to see that later in, next week or whatever. I'm excited for that. I can't wait. I'm also excited for what's going to happen with Tommy and Emily. What else are they going to do? They're just going to be this huge couple now? I don't know. I feel like they're probably the two my favorite characters, just because they're fun in their story. these adults are really serious and they're doing stuff, and with Quentin, all that stuff and all that junk, and Noah all doing the serious stuff, it's fun to unwind with their story because, you know, that their story is actually entertaining and fun because they're younger and all that stuff. So it's fun to see them. So they're two of my favorites. So we're going to have to see what happens with them next week as well. Quentin's death, will that be reversed because of June 13th? Hiro and Noah have traveled back in time to June 13th. And we're probably going to see what's going to go on with that next week as well. So other than that, that's pretty cool. You can go up there to my Heroes Reborn episode videos. All my reviews are up there, as well as some other videos. Arrow's up there, I think. The Flash, Star Wars Rebels is probably up there too. And then go to my links down below for my Twitter, my Instagram, my Vine, and my vlog channel. You guys can subscribe and follow those. Other than that, like and favorite this video. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.